So hey guys, Lucky Red here. I'm really excited because I wanted to talk about, I just saw a new movie, Shin Ultraman, earlier, just like 12 hours ago, not even actually, and I wanted to talk about it. So here I am. I'm going to start off by just giving my not spoilerific review, and then I'll get into tons of spoilers after that. So first things first, I liked it. It's a lot of fun. If you like tokusatsu stuff, it's pretty much what you'd want from like just a big, crazy kaiju battle movie. It's really hard to really get much into it outside of the fact that the action is fun and ridiculous because it's giant people and made of. Well, they're actually CG. I don't think there's much suit actors in the movie, or at least if there was, I could not tell. Surprisingly, CGI was not bad, which is very rare, especially for most Japanese productions. But it looked good. I was very happy about it, and action was fun. Probably the best part about it though was the characters. I loved every member of the main cast, or at least, well, the main crew of the characters. They were so much fun. The movie was legitimately funny, and I was really entertained the whole time. However, did have a few issues, two big ones that stand out. One, despite only really being like an hour and like 50 minutes or something, it kinda like got pretty slow in like the middle, and it got a little boring, but like it did pick up pretty quickly. And then the weird part is there's like 5 plots in this movie that just kind of happen, and then sorry, I like this. That just kind of happen, and then like we move on to the next plot. They're like kind of connected, but it kind of just felt like the creators were like, hey, we're big Ultraman fans, we're gonna essentially make 5 original Ultraman episodes and then just put them together and make a movie. If you're an Ultraman fan, I think you will love this movie. As someone who has watched virtually none of Ultraman, I still liked this movie, but like I just enjoyed it less than loved it. So before I get into spoilers, I'll just say it was good, a lot of fun. I'd give it. Did it work? 7. Oh my god, it's so big. 10. Done. I don't know why it's so huge. You know, I'm gonna put it in red because I like red. Boom. Oh, they didn't make it red. It's still in white. Oh well. Boom. I don't like that it's not red. It is still white over like more white. Whoops. That took it forever to just line up too. Let's put this on. This is just the trailer. If you haven't seen the trailer. 7.5 out of 10. Boom. Done. 7.5 out of 10 for Shin Ultraman. And that's with no spoilers, no wackiness to it. It's a lot of fun. You should check it out if you get the chance. If not, you should. I think it's going to get a physical release worldwide, which is awesome. I'm very excited for the movie to come out. I'll probably jump on it. So definitely really fun. So now I'm going to get into talking about how I actually felt, spoilerific stuff. So before I get into spoilers, I'll just say spoiler warning in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so spoilerific. Time to talk about it. So this movie, as I said, has like 5 plots. and they clash a bit, but despite that, I still enjoyed it. So I'm going to go into those. First things first. Well, first things first, I'm not playing this thing. This is a bit of an odd choice
when
for
the stakes are high at work,
all
your
these
tone
ads.
matters.
All these ads.
Tone suggestion.
That's fine. There we go. Love Biken's whole theme. Anyway, so first things first. Movie opens up and we're introduced. We're told about how the fact that hey, there's these kaiju have been coming out of the woodwork for like years now, and there's been like a bunch of them every once in a while, and now we're on the like 7th kaiju, and by now the military has formed a new squad to take care of them, the SSSP. I'm trying to remember what the SSSP. Oh yeah, they're called S-class kaiju. They're like actual big threats. And the SSSP, I just looked up what it stood for. Now I have to look it again, because I already forget. It is the Science Special Search Party. It's from old Ultraman stuff. So they have a whole team who are all like do different things for the team. There's of course the main character, Shinji Kaminaga, who is probably, unfortunately, the most boring, because he's kind of emotionless as a character, but it's kind of a hint that, hey, he's actually an alien, he's Ultraman. But we're supposed to not really know that for a little bit. He's also the strategic planner of the group. And then, which I knew how to play this on whatever. So he's a strategic planner of the team, and he's also Ultraman. The other members are Kimio Tamura, who's the team captain, Daiki Arioka, who is the unparticle physicist. The unparticle, that I love that. That's just such goofy comic book silliness right there. And then finally Akari Hayami, who's the biologist. There's also a bunch of other characters who are like the chief, like head of the group, like the company and stuff, but they're not as important, other than the stuff where we're telling you can't do your job as protecting the peace people. Shinji, let's get back to the plot. So, monster attacks this lizard who can camouflage itself. They can't stop it because it's too strong, and all of a sudden, a giant silver man comes out of nowhere and blows it away with a giant laser beam. Now we're like, what do we do? There's a giant silver man who can shoot laser beams. Oh, hey, my boy Aloy. This is my boy Elroy. Is this the old one? Is this one I reacted to? No, it's not. Okay, so after Ultraman comes forth and then blows away. Oh, so this song's a bit too distracting. Let's go some little that one's fine. I see. They referenced a lot of stuff, man. I didn't even know these references. That was definitely a big thing about the movie. Ultraman. It was made by Ultraman fans for Ultraman fans. 110%. So anyway, so Ultraman appears, defeats the monster, and flies away. So they're like, oh, this is an alien. We don't really know much about him. He could be dangerous, so we need to be prepared for that. So here's what we're going to do. So they bring in a new member, Hiroko Asami, who's the intelligence analyst. So she's basically supposed to study everything going on so she can kind of figure out more details about Ultraman. She's paired up with Shinji because he's the only one who was close to him sorry, I didn't go into that. When Ultraman blew up the lizard monster, he went there to save a child and got hit in the head with a rock and knocked out. But it turns out that was all just a ruse because he actually was Ultraman. So they defeat the monster, and then we get to kind of episode 2 essentially, or the second act of the movie, where Ultraman, so Shinji and Hiroko are trying to figure out more details about Ultraman and the upcoming monster threats. And another monster appears, this giant drill monster who's spewing out radiation, so he's dangerous and we can't do much about him. So, thankfully, Ultraman is here to save the day once again. He stops the monster once again, except now Hiroko is starting to figure out who or what Ultraman is. Now they think of him as like this hero and the protector, until a new threat appears. I'm trying to remember his name. It's an alien, but I don't remember its name. I'm looking at like a list of like characters and their names and stuff because I can remember like what happened, but I'm struggling with all the proper nouns. Zarab, I believe that is who this, or is Zarab the other one? There's more than one. There's several aliens actually. I think Zarab's the one I'm talking about, because there's another one with a similar name later. Let me look up Zarab and see if this is the right alien. Zarab Ultraman. It is. Okay. So Zarab appears. So Zarab basically tells them about how he's going to help them, and he just needs access to he needs to meet the Prime Minister and access to all this stuff and what have you. And in the end, ends up backfiring because he's actually evil. What a big surprise. They realize that because he's basically their deal with him. He basically has full control over like all the government and stuff and all their weapons. And then Ultraman starts destroying the city and is like evil now, and it's like, what's going on? Until the real Ultraman appears and saves the day, and turns out it was Zarab the whole time. And Ultraman defeats him, and then another threat appears as we get into Act 4. Now this one's like probably the most important. So Act 4. So another alien appears. This one I don't remember this one's name, and I don't see it listed. Of course, when I really need it. So this other alien has access to. Let's see if I can find its name at least. I think it's called. Yeah, that's it. The Beta Capsule. I think. Oh, is that the Ultraman transformation device? Oh, maybe it isn't that then. Is it something else then? Beta Box, sorry. It's called the Beta Box. Yeah, that's the one. So they have access to the Beta Box. And it's like this super device thing. I'm trying to remember exactly what it does. Because it wasn't very clear. But it's really important. Because it's by Ultra. Okay, not that. I need the beta transform into true form after bonding with the. Okay. Okay, so a less compact version of the beta system known as the Beta Box. So the beta system is what this is. Technology which allows its users to turn themselves or a chosen target into giant size. Okay, so they use it to turn the main girl into a giant for reasons. They say it's to test its power and what it's capable of and stuff like that. And so they make a deal with this alien to kind of work with him, but they use it as a ploy to get the Beta Box away from him. But then he grows, and then him and Ultraman battle until he's too powerful, though, because Ultraman's running out of power. His power is limited. Like, he can only use his powers for so long, whereas this alien could use it forever because of the beta box. So they give it back to him, and then he leaves because it was all according to plan. And there was so it turns out this was all ploy, so then they could reveal Ultraman's identity to the world. Which after that they're like, oh man, what are we gonna do now? So after that, he goes into hiding until a new threat appears. Pretty funny looking Ultraman Zero. What the fuck? I think that was an ad. That's pretty funny. So then after that, Ultraman has to stop this new threat where there's this giant robot circling the Earth, and it will destroy everything. Because, you know, giant evil robot, you know how it goes. Ultraman, after some convincing from his friends, goes to try and stop it, but it is too powerful. Its shields protect it, and it's too strong, and it blows him away, and he is basically defeated. He goes to the hospital and everything. They try and help him as best they can to heal up. But thankfully, Ultraman planned for this and left a flash drive which gives the SSP or SSSP the tools they need to make countermeasures. So they create this like super black hole device thing with his tech to reverse the giant robot's like something, and then it turns into, sorry, it was kind of hard to tell. And then after that, so they use this ability to like reverse its polarity or whatever, something to that effect, and cause it to get absorbed into itself and convert it into a black hole. And then Ultraman goes to initiate it after he recovers, and then they turn into a black hole. However, Ultraman tries to escape and gets caught in the like gravitational force of this black hole thing, and gets pulled into it. But he then sees another Ultraman who tells him that he has to return to their world, but he refuses. And Ultraman decides he needs to protect Earth. He needs to be its new guardian and save it. And this and that, and the reason he's able to survive is because of his will to live, and that causes him to be found by the other Ultraman, and he's able to survive. And then we like hard cut to to just the SSSP just seeing him like, oh, you're okay, and then boom, we immediately jump to credit and the movie's over. Like it was pretty shocking that it just kind of felt like it ended out of nowhere for having like 5 plots, but it was still really fun. I still really liked it. It was pretty crazy. I think this is a movie that I really do just need to watch again. Oh, here's the list of monsters, because there's Niranga, who is the lightning thing I was talking about. Gabora. I don't know who Gabora is, it doesn't list. Zarab, who's also the fake Ultraman. Hiroki-Sami, Mephiles, Zeton. Zeton was the giant robot that I was talking about. I forgot all about. There's also a bunch of other monsters that like were shown for a second. Godzilla, I forgot Godzilla's even in it, technically, for like a second. But it's not supposed to be Godzilla, it was kind of a joke. But yeah, and Kyubey from Madoka Magica's technically makes a cameo as well, which I thought was pretty funny. And sorry, the giant robot, I forgot its name, was Zeton. Yeah, and it's like this big, Zeton is one of Ultraman Belial's 100-monster army. He was first seen as a spirit. Yeah. So this was like this bug alien thing that uses the device to transform into a giant bug robot monster that's gonna like destroy the world. And then Zophie. was the one who perpetrated the whole thing. That's right. Okay, so that's okay. So yeah. So that's I mean, that's basically it. I mean, I think I'll at least show like, and I know we are getting Shin Kamen Rider. Oh, that's the name of the second alien, Mephilos or Mephilos. This was the other alien that I was talking about from earlier. The second alien, not to be confused with the first alien. This is the second alien who has the beta box. Yeah, take your beta system and leave this planet. I must refuse. Yeah. And they honestly have kind of a bad fight. Like, you see that attack. I think it's called the Ultra Blade or the Ultra Saw. Shit. Okay, it's not called the Ultra. It's like the Ultra Saw. Oh, it's called the Ultra Slash. Ultra Slash. Yeah, because he does his iconic that. And I think the other one's just called the Ultra Beam. Yeah, the iconic move of Ultraman, the Ultra Beam. But yeah, no, I did enjoy the movie. I would say check it out, especially if you're an Ultraman fan. It's kind of I feel like a must see. You have to see this movie. If you are not, but you're a Tokusatsu fan, I would say you should check it out because it is a good movie and a lot of fun, especially for such a big release for a Tokusatsu film. But outside of that, I would say, oh yeah, and there's Sophie. It's what sets up for the final act that I was talking about before. You see, now he's all green, which was him showing that he was powered down. There he is, powered down Ultraman. So I think that's basically all I've got. So yeah, so I think that probably just call it there, but that's essentially what I'm looking at for Ultraman. I would say as I said, Shin Ultraman, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. You should check it out. It's fun. Toku fans will like it. Ultraman fans will probably love it. And then all those in between will probably think, this is pretty goofy, and I'm cool with that. So with that, guys, as always, don't forget to stay lucky. I'll see you at the next one. Bye, guys.